Hey, I hope you're having a great day. Look what we're making today. Homemade cinnamon rolls. That's right. Oh man, they turned out great. Look at this. Nice and tender, moist. Mmm, just right. There's nothing like homemade. If you like cinnamon rolls, you're going to enjoy this video. Let's make them. We start out with 2 tablespoons of warm water. And to that we want to add 1 teaspoon of yeast, and this is bread machine yeast. And then give that a stir. And then just set that aside. Then in our mixing bowl we want to add 2 cups of self-rising flour and get some real butter, real salted butter, and dice it up. We're using 3/4 of a stick of salted butter. We're going to dice it up and then get our pastry cutter and cut it into the flour. After that we want to make a well in the center, a nice deep well, and we're going to use 1/3 a cup of citrus soda. This is Mello Yello. 1/3 cup of soda water, or some call it soda pop. 1/3 cup, just like that. Next we want 1/3 cup of sour cream, regular sour cream. Get that in, and then you want to mix it right in the center. I'm not trying to mix the flour yet, I'm just mixing up the soda and the sour cream. And now we get the yeast mixture, give it another stir, and you want to pour that in, and I pour it around the outside just like that. Now it's time to start incorporating the flour with the liquids, and you just want to gently start bringing it together. Very easy. Don't let this intimidate you. Some people just don't want to try this kind of cooking, but it's not really that hard. Just go step by step. Take it easy. And of course you're going to get your hands in it, so go ahead and start working it in. Nice and gentle. We're just trying to get it all wet. Let it pick up all the flour. As I'm working this, I can kind of tell it needs a little more liquid. It's not wanting to pick it up. Now I'm not pressing it very hard, just really taking it nice and easy. But I think I'm going to need to add a little bit more liquid. So I'm going to get that cup that the yeast was in and add a couple of tablespoons of water, and then add that in. Just like that. You want it just sticky enough that it'll pick up all the flour. And then just work it until it comes together. Not too hard. Gentleness is the key. About like that. That's about right. Alright, we need to get a little flour in another bowl to use, and get the wax paper out and put a little flour on the wax paper. About like that. And we're also going to use a rolling pin, so we want to put some flour on the rolling pin. We don't want it to stick. Just rub that in. I don't use a rolling pin very much, very often. Now we take that dough and just put it out on the wax paper. And I begin to press it out. And I want to begin forming the rectangular shape that I'm going to want to roll up for the cinnamon rolls. So I kind of keep that in mind as I start to press it with my hands. Just gently push it down. And then you want to get the rolling pin and start working the dough. Just gently roll it. You can turn the wax paper, go the other direction, and if it starts to stick a little, you just put a little flour on there. It's really easy. Just enough to keep it from sticking on your rolling pin. I'm trying to get that basic rectangular shape, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and I want to show you that, so don't worry about that. Just roll it out, and then you want to get some butter. This is soft room temperature butter, and it's regular salted butter. Just put that on like that, up, and get that on there. This keeps it nice and moist. And then use your hands, because that's the best thing. Of course your hands are clean, and you just want to spread it out over that dough. Just like that. Get it all over. Nice and even. And then next we put the cinnamon sugar mixture. And this is where you get to customize it to your own taste, as much or as little as you like. It's fantastic. I'm using 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 1/2 cup of regular white sugar, and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And now we start to roll it up. This is the fun part. Now it's a little sticky, but that's all right. That's good. That's how you have nice, moist cinnamon rolls. And just roll it up little by little. You're in no hurry. Don't worry about it. Just take your time and roll. And then you can start working those outside edges and pushing them in a little bit. Or you can cut them off if you want them to be perfect, but I just push them in. And just keep rolling it up and pushing it in. Just like that. Until you get it all rolled up. Just the width of that wax paper. That's just right. And then I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet and put it in the refrigerator for just a few minutes. Being very careful, trying to keep the shape. Just like that. And then pop it in the refrigerator while we get the baking pan ready. Get that other quarter of a stick of butter that's left over, and we want to butter the baking pan. Can you tell I like butter? Alright, got that done. And next we bring the cinnamon rolls back out, and we're going to cut them up. And you just divide it right in half, like that, and then you divide it again, those 2 sections, and so now you have 4, and then you go right in the middle of the 4 to make 8. You just eyeball it and get them as even as you can. So now we have 8 cinnamon rolls cut up and ready to go in the pan. So let's put them in the pan. And in they go. Homemade cinnamon rolls are just so great because you can custom tune them to your particular taste. Get them as sweet or as big or small as you like. Next we want to put some melted butter on top of each of them. Just brush some on. Again, we want ours to be very moist when we're done. Just like that. And then we want to cover it with a cotton cloth, and we're going to put it in the oven and let it proof for an hour. And while that's in the oven proofing, we're going to make the glaze. This is 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar and 1 tablespoon of regular whole milk. Just put that in and stir it together. It's simple, just like that. And after an hour, This is what the rolls should look like. They've risen a bit. Not bad. Next we want to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. And as soon as it gets to temperature, we'll put them in. Time to put them in. Oh, these are going to be so good. And in they go. For about 15 minutes, you just have to watch them. And then this is what they look like when you get them done. Oh, take a look at that. And the house smells just wonderful. And then we add more butter. That's right, more butter. Trust me on this, just a little more melted butter right on top. And then once you finish that, it's time to put the glaze on. And once again, you can customize this to your own particular taste, as much or as little as you like. Well, they look pretty good, but the question is, how do they taste? How did they turn out? Let's see. Oh, I can tell they're really tender. Oh yeah. Nice and moist and, uh-oh, some of it fell off. Oh, that's all right. That's better than it being a dry brick. I like it moist and tender and flaky. Let's get this second one out. Oh, look at that. Just right on the bottom. And they feel just right. Look how nice and tender they are. That's great. Oh yeah, take a look. That's wonderful. Nice and warm and soft and cinnamony and sweet. Just the way you imagine a homemade cinnamon roll should be. I couldn't be happier with the way these turned out. Another bite, please. Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy these and get a chance to make them soon. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye now.